Welcome traders and investors. My name's Nandis from Dalrymple Trading. It's today, Friday, the 3rd of October 2025. Just here to look at the pre-market analysis for US 500, WTI Crude Oil and gold. Now today, guys, I just want to let you know I didn't do a report yesterday. I had some personal matters to attend to, so apologies I wasn't able to create my daily video. But there is some updated price action that we can definitely go through today. So looking at the S&P 500, we saw that prices met resistance at 67.35. We pushed back towards 6700, and then we saw a rally to the upside. So that was a great position to buy into this market at this level. It was a discount that was offered. It was a good time to buy. So yeah, that's where we're headed. So obviously we're going to be retesting those all-time highs at 67.35 and see if we can break above. Obviously, these are all-time highs, so price discovery will be to the upside as we continue to push higher. Now, we're going to be touching on the economic calendar shortly, so that could definitely see some pullback in prices, short-term at least. But as I've been preaching for the last couple of months, we're definitely in the middle of a raging bull market, and any opportunity to buy into this is an opportunity to make money. Now, of course, the markets are very, very extended in terms of the historical averages, so be cautious if you are going to be investing into this, because we might be up for a strong correction at some point in the future. Keeping in mind that usually corrections are always triggered by a trigger of something that sort of happens in the economy, but that sort of creeps up really quickly without anyone knowing, similar to 2009 global financial crisis. The COVID, I wouldn't call that a recession, or I wouldn't call that a crash, but during the COVID pandemic, obviously the markets pulled back very quickly. So it doesn't take much for something to come and take the rug out of this market and pull it back 10, 15, 20, 30% from where it is today, potentially even 50. That's a worst case scenario. Obviously if we go 50%, that brings it down to 3,000 level, which is crazy to think about, but there is definitely room to the downside for this market to correct on a longer period of time. So just keep that in mind. So whilst it's a raging bull market at the moment, around the corner, we just don't know what to expect. We're just going to trade the price action that's in front of us today. So that's basically telling us to buy, and that's what we're going to go ahead and do for the S&P 500. Looking at WTI Crude Oil, so this one here, I've left the arrows on from the day prior. This is still very bearish, right? So we've been bearish since, I guess, Monday last week, 29th of September, all the way down to today. We just continue to rotate to the downside. We broke below the 61.50 support level, and now we will be retesting 60 level if we can get there. It'll probably work its way down to the 60. At this point, from a technical perspective, we don't see any buying action. It is still the sellers in charge. So to try to buy into this at this very point in time might not be a good idea until all the bears have been able to exhaust their selling. Keeping in mind as well that where we are at this price level, it's at all-time lows, right? Historically speaking, at the 60 level. I mean, below this, we've got 55 as its next significant support level where prices can dip to. But speaking of historical lows, we are at that point. So it won't take much for prices to rally back to the upside, be it a geopolitical event in the world, with the Russian oil issue, tariffs, anything can push it to the upside. So keeping in mind that, yeah, prices are historically low at the moment from that perspective. But I will be buying into this later on when I do see some buyers stepping in. But at this point, I can't see that action as of this morning. Looking at gold, what we're seeing is obviously the 900 resistance level that was retested on the 1st of October, 2nd of October, pre-market hours. And obviously the market is in a bullish phase similar to the S&P, and we're pulling to the upside as we speak. So again, this was a discount to buy into if anyone had an opportunity. Obviously, you put your stops below that if it does rotate to the downside. But the way I'm seeing this, we might see a little bit of a correction before we press higher and push past 3,900. Potentially pushing up to 4,000 within the next couple of weeks, if that's a possibility as well. That's within reach for sure. So just looking at what's predicted from the macroeconomic calendar. Unemployment insurance weekly claims, that's been postponed. But what is happening today, so the natural gas report, okay, that's come out on the 2nd of October. Today, the 3rd of October, the US employment report. So that's a big one. That's going to impact the markets for sure, and especially the December rate cuts as well. That's going to impact. Also, we do have another unemployment report due on the 9th of October as well. They're the two big ones that I can see here that will definitely impact the S&P 500. Yeah, so that's just giving you guys an update on what the current calendar is looking like for the next week. So two big employment reports due today and 9th of October to look forward to in terms of how the market reacts to that. So if you enjoy watching this channel, please click subscribe and like. And yeah, thank you. And I'll keep you guys updated as we progress throughout the week.